June 24th. The elderly woman sits in her favorite armchair, watching her afternoon soap opera. Dr. Shipman arrives unexpectedly, says he's checking on her health. She trusts him completely. He's been her doctor for years. Just a little injection, he says. Vitamins to help with your energy. The needle slides into her arm. Cool liquid enters her bloodstream. Within 30 seconds, she feels drowsy. Her vision blurs. Her breathing slows, then stops completely. 3 minutes later, she's dead. This is the story of Harold Shipman, family physician, pillar of his community, and the man who murdered at least 218 of his patients. For 23 years, Shipman operated in plain sight. Patients loved him, colleagues respected him. He made house calls, stayed late at the office, seemed genuinely caring. But behind the bedside manner was something darker, a doctor who decided who lived and who died, and got away with it for decades. In Britain, general practitioners hold immense power. They control prescriptions, sign death certificates, decide treatment plans. The system runs on trust. Patients believe their doctors. It's this trust that Shipman exploited for over 2 decades. Because when a respected doctor says someone died naturally, who questions it? Harold Frederick Shipman was born January 14, 1946, in Nottingham, England. Working-class family. Father drives lorries. Mother cleans houses. Brilliant student. Gets into Leeds Medical School at 19. But there's trauma in his childhood. His mother, Vera, develops lung cancer when he's 17. She's in agony, screaming in pain every night. The family doctor arrives daily, gives morphine injections. Harold watches every dose, sees how the drug transforms his mother. From writhing in agony to peaceful sleep. From suffering to silence. The morphine doesn't just kill pain, it kills his mother. But Harold notices something else. The power the doctor holds. The ability to end suffering with a single injection. Years later, he'll describe those moments as formative. The day he understood that doctors control life and death. Shipman graduates medical school, top 10% of his class. Becomes a junior doctor at Pontefract General Infirmary. Colleagues describe him as dedicated, hardworking, brilliant diagnostician. He volunteers for extra shifts, studies medical journals at home. Everything suggests a promising medical career, but something's wrong behind the facade. Shipman starts his first practice in Todmorden, Yorkshire, population 15,000. Small market town in the Pennines. Young families flock to him. He's thorough, dedicated, makes house calls at midnight. Parents trust him with their children. Elderly patients praise his bedside manner. But the local pharmacist notices something odd. Shipman orders massive amounts of pethidine, a powerful painkiller similar to morphine, 10 times more than other doctors. Enough to supply a small hospital. The pharmacist questions the quantities. Shipman gets defensive, claims he has patients with chronic pain, except when the pharmacist checks, those patients have no record of receiving pethidine. The drugs are disappearing. But where? The medical board launches an investigation into Shipman's prescribing. They discover the truth. He's been forging prescriptions, ordering pethidine for fake patients, injecting himself with stolen drugs. The addiction started during his mother's illness. Watching morphine's power over pain, he began experimenting. Small doses at first, then daily injections. By 1975, he's consuming 700 milligrams daily, enough to kill a normal person. The medical board discovers his addiction. Shipman admits everything, gets treatment at a rehabilitation clinic, pays a £600 fine, returns to practice 6 months later. The system gives him a second chance, a decision that will cost hundreds of lives. But here's the crucial detail. The medical board bans him from prescribing controlled drugs. For 2 years, Shipman can't touch morphine, pethidine, diamorphine. the very drugs that will become his weapons of choice. Shipman moves to Hyde, population 33,000, industrial town near Manchester. Sets up solo practice on Market Street. No partners. No oversight. Within months, patients are switching from other doctors. They love his attention to detail, his willingness to make house calls. Never rushes appointments. Always available for emergencies. But colleagues at nearby practices notice something strange. Shipman's patients die more often than expected. Dr. Linda Reynolds works nearby. She notices the pattern first. Too many deaths during Shipman's house calls. Always elderly patients. Always alone. She mentions it to other doctors. They've noticed too. But nobody acts on the suspicions. Because Shipman's too respected, too loved by patients. The deaths continue. Year after year. Patient after patient. Always the same story. March 17, 1986. Eva Lyons, 70 years old, dies during Shipman's house call. June 2, 1988. Mary Winterbottom, 76, found dead after Shipman's visit. September 15, 1993. Bianca Pomfret, 49, youngest victim, dies suddenly. Always the same pattern. Shipman arrives for routine visit. Patient dies within hours. He signs the death certificate. Natural causes, old age, heart failure. No autopsies, no investigations. Just trust in the family doctor. For 20 years, nobody questions the beloved Dr. Shipman until he gets greedy. Kathleen Grundy becomes Shipman's target. Former mayoress of Hyde, widow. Lives alone, but very active. Runs local charity, plays bridge twice a week. Sharp as a knife. June 24th. Shipman visits claiming he needs blood samples for research. Injects her with lethal dose of diamorphine. Watches her die. Signs death certificate. Old age, natural causes. But this time, he makes a fatal mistake. Grundy's will suddenly changes. Dated same day she died. Leaves her entire £386,000 estate to Harold Frederick Shipman. Her daughter, Angela Woodruff, is a solicitor. She smells something wrong. Her mother never mentioned changing the will. Never spoke fondly of Shipman. The typing is clumsy, full of errors, nothing like her mother's usual precision. Woodruff confronts Shipman. He claims Grundy wanted to thank him, says she appreciated his years of dedicated service. But Woodruff knows her mother, independent, fierce, would never leave money to her doctor. She demands an autopsy. Coroner John Pollard initially refuses. Natural death, no suspicious circumstances. Case closed. But Woodruff persists, uses her legal training, threatens formal complaints, points out the suspicious will, the timing, the beneficiary. August 1st, 1998. Kathleen Grundy's body is exhumed from Hyde Cemetery. Toxicology tests reveal lethal levels of diamorphine, medical-grade heroin, the same drug found in Shipman's medical bag during routine inspections. Grundy had enough diamorphine to kill a horse. Greater Manchester Police launch Operation Digger. Detective Inspector Stan Egerton makes a disturbing discovery. Death rate, triple the national average. All signed by one doctor. But here's what chills investigators. Every victim dies the same way. Elderly, alone, during Shipman's house calls. Then computer records reveal something darker. Medical entries made after patients died. Symptoms invented posthumously. September 7th, 1998, 7:30 a.m. Police arrive at Shipman's clinic. He's with a patient. Dr. Shipman, you're under arrest for murder. His reaction shocks officers. No surprise, no fear, just cold calculation. May I finish this appointment? She's traveled quite far. Even facing murder charges, he plays the caring doctor. But detectives are about to uncover something even darker. 887 deaths over 23 years, all bearing his signature. Computer timestamps expose systematic fraud. Records altered after deaths. The method was always identical. The lies were always the same. October 5, 1999. Preston Crown Court. Shipman faces 15 murder charges. The evidence is devastating. But here's the mystery. Why did he kill? Money? Only one victim left him inheritance. Sexual gratification? No evidence of abuse? Medical mercy? Victims weren't terminally ill. The prosecution presents a chilling theory. Pure power. The ability to decide who lives and dies. Forged medical record. Computer timestamps proving fraud. Toxicology reports showing lethal diamorphine level. But Shipman's defense claims coincidence. Bad luck in a deprived area. But what investigators discover next will shock them even more. Taxi driver John Shaw watched Shipman's routine. Saw him leaving houses where patients died minutes later. Always the same black medical bag. Always alone. January 31st, 2000. Verdict delivered. Guilty on all 15 murder counts. Life imprisonment. No possibility of parole. This is just the beginning. Dame Janet Smith launches a public inquiry. The final count is staggering. 218 confirmed murders. But here's the terrifying question nobody wants to ask. How many more went undetected? Shipman worked in 3 different practices over 30 years. The inquiry only examined his time in Hyde. What about Todd Morden? His junior doctor years? The true number may never be known. January 13, 2004. HM Prison, Wakefield. Shipman hangs himself. Day before his 58th birthday. No suicide note. No confession. No remorse. But prison officers reveal something disturbing. He maintained innocence until the end. Claimed he was saving patients from suffering.